Alright, so this video is going to be an overview of supply and demand and all the different kinds of questions that you will get asked about this topic and this model. It's the simplest model in economics, and it's also kind of the basis of the entire thing. So basically, supply and demand is a theory that says that we have demand for a good that is always downward sloping. So the cheaper something is, if it's, if this is $5, and then this is right here is like $4, and then down here, we have $3, that the cheaper something is, the more people are going to want to buy it. And so that's what gives us this downward sloping demand curve. And then we have supply, which says that the more expensive something is, the more people are going to want to sell of it. So again, at $3, no one's going to want to sell a lot of this thing. Let's talk about surfboards. So if surfboards were $3, no one would sell barely any. If they're $4, they'd sell a little bit more, and then if they're $5, they'd sell a lot more. It'd probably be better if these were all in hundreds, because that would be a little more realistic, but such is life. Okay, and so that is called the law of supply, that people will sell more of a good at higher prices. And so that's what gives us the upward sloping supply curve, the law of supply, which again, just to reiterate one more time, is that the more expensive you can sell something, the more you can get for a product, the more people will sell of it. And then there's the law of demand that says that the cheaper a product is, the more people will want to buy it. And so when you take those two ideas together, you get the concept of supply and demand. So there are really 9 or 10 different solutions to a supply and demand model. And so that's actually how we're going to organize this review, is that we're going to go from the solutions backwards. And so these different possible options for answers are, you can either have, since we're going to talk about the market for surfboards, you could have the price of surfboards increase and the quantity produced and exchanged increase. So that would be P going up, and I'm not going to do this for all of them, but I'll do it for the first one, and Q also going up. Then you could have price go up and quantity go down, or price go up and quantity be uncertain. And then you can have the change in price be uncertain and quantity go up, down, or be uncertain. And then you can also have the price go down and then the quantity go up, be uncertain, or go down. And so the last thing is that there are situations where there's not enough information to tell using the supply and demand model. And that's really the same as this F answer, that the change in the price is uncertain and the quantity produced in exchange is uncertain, because that's really just saying that we don't know anything. So what we're going to do in the following videos is go through all of these different possible solutions and see how we would get to those solutions. See if it would be an increase in demand or a decrease in supply, or what would actually be going on to get these solutions. And I think that that'll be the best way to prepare you for your first test. So the last thing that I want to say is that these supply and demand questions make up a gigantic chunk of the first test if you're in a microeconomics class, and they make up, I would say, above 2/3 of the test if you're in a macroeconomics course. So either way, for your first test, this is going to be the big chunk of it, and it's something that you need to know backwards and forwards. So I will see you guys in the next video, where we'll actually get down to working with this model.